Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at my team selection for round 4 in World Cup Fantasy. So let's get started. Okay, so before we get into my team for round 4, we're just going to have a quick look at how I've gotten on so far in round 3. And round 3 has gone much better than round 1 and round 2 did for me. So I'm currently on 95 points, which has put me on a massive green arrow up to inside the top 150k, so that is much better than where I finished in round 2. And so far in round 3 I have got 9 points from my goalkeeper, the Senegal backup goalkeeper, and then in my defence I got 5 points from Dumfries because he got an assist. Danilo got me 8 points, which was a clean sheet and scouting bonus, but unfortunately a yellow card. Hakimi got me 11 points, so this came from a goal and an assist, but unfortunately they didn't keep a clean sheet and they actually conceded 2 goals, so there was a couple minus points in there for that, but Hakimi did really well. Hakimi was actually my first captain of the week, but I did choose to move on from Hakimi as my first captain, as we can see with my next player, which is De Bruyne. So he got 12 points, which I captained him for, so that's doubled to 24. I'm really happy with that. Kessie only got me 3 points, so that was just him playing and his team keeping a clean sheet, so that was a bit unfortunate not to get more from him. Vinicius Jr. got me 15 points, and obviously if I'd have captained him as my first captain, then I would have stuck with that, but because Vinicius Jr. and Hakimi were both playing at the same time, I had quite a tough choice to make there, and personally I think this was like a 50-50 decision. I think you could have easily gone with captaining Vinicius Jr. or Hakimi, and then there's like an element of luck in it to who was the one that did the best, because if you look at Hakimi's points, getting 11, that's without a clean sheet, so if they'd have kept a clean sheet he would have been on 19 points, and then that would have been a huge haul and it would have looked like the right decision. So personally I'm not too upset with myself for that one, because I think it was a really close call, and I'm still happy to have his 15 points. What I am happy about is that I chose not to captain Saibari, who got 8 points, which I'm still happy with. But in the first 2 matches, Saibari had been playing as a striker, and then for this match they moved him into the 10 position, and once I saw that in the lineups I decided I didn't want to captain him, even though that had been my original plan, and then that was where I had to choose between Hakimi and Vinicius Jr. My final midfielder was Mane, and like Kessie, he just got the 3 points for playing and their team keeping a clean sheet. And then in the front line, Mbappe got 9 points, so this was 2 assists for him. No goals this time, but 2 assists, so we'll still take that. And then I've still got 1 player to play, which is Harry Kane, and he is playing in about an hour's time from when I'm recording this. On the bench, I've got Gakpo and Melika, I think I'm pronouncing that wrong, sorry about that, but the Belgium defender, they both got 2 points and just blanked, nothing from them unfortunately. Conan unfortunately did not play for the Ivory Coast. I think they decided to rest a couple players ready for the knockout, so unfortunately he didn't feature. And then I still do have my second goalkeeper on the bench, Livakovic, but because I've already got 9 points from my first goalkeeper, I'm not going to sub him in. Okay, so now we'll move into my plans for round 4. So in round 4 we're getting unlimited transfers to prepare us for the knockout stages, and so the important things we need to be looking at here are what fixtures are going to be in the knockout stages, and we've got a fair few confirmed so far, still a few more to be confirmed after tonight's games are finished, and then round 3 will be done. But the fixtures that we do have so far are South Africa are going to be playing Canada, Brazil are playing Japan, Germany are playing Paraguay, the Netherlands are going to be playing Morocco, Ivory Coast have got Norway, France are playing Sweden, the USA are playing Bosnia, Australia are up against Egypt, and then Argentina are playing Cape Verde. That is all of the confirmed fixtures. And then for the rest of the fixtures that aren't confirmed yet, how it looks currently before tonight's matches have played out is that Portugal could be playing Ghana, Spain could be playing Austria, Belgium could have South Korea, Mexico might have Ecuador, England would currently be playing Senegal, Switzerland would have Iran, and then Colombia could potentially have Croatia. So once tonight's games are all done and we wake up in the morning, we will have the rest of these fixtures confirmed, and the confirmation of these fixtures, or the potential movement of them, is going to be really important for our team selection. So although a lot of the players that I'm going to show in this video I think are definitely going to be in my team. There are a few spots that could change depending on, firstly, these fixtures and how they end up looking, and then also some potential team news stuff I want to look out for. But when we get to those players, I will explain that in a bit more detail. Okay, so starting off with my goalkeepers for round 4 with this unlimited transfers. So the two that I'm going for are Freeze, the USA goalkeeper, and Rangel, the Mexico goalkeeper. Some of the reasons I've chosen these two goalkeepers is that I'm pretty sure we've got it confirmed that they're going to be on different sides of the draw, so I think that is good for being able to keep your goalkeepers for as long as possible, picking one from one side and one from the other. The second reason is they're both quite cheap, so it allows me to spend more of my money in other positions in the team that I think have got more value to them. And then Freeze is currently under 5%, so hopefully he will qualify for the scouting bonus as well. And then the other reason is the USA confirmed fixture looks like a really nice fixture, and Mexico's potential fixture that we're still to get confirmed does look like it could be good as well, and they could potentially, more the USA for this one, the USA could potentially have a nice fixture in the round of 16 as well. Okay, and then for my 5 defenders, I've currently got Nuno Mendes from Portugal, Danilo from Brazil, Cucurella from Spain, Molina from Argentina, and then Mekele from Belgium. I think I actually pronounced that right that time. I don't think I did the first time, but that time I did. So with these defenders, Nuno Mendes and Cucurella are pretty nailed in the team. I think I definitely want them for the round of 32. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them beyond that. Something I have potentially looked at is moving one of them on to either Hakimi or Dumfries, because they're going to be playing each other in the round of the 32. So one of them will progress to the next round, and I think they're going to have a nice fixture. So I could pick one of them up then for one of Nuno Mendes or Cucurella. And then the other 3 defenders are the spots in the team that I'm currently unsure on. So I definitely want at least one Argentina defender. I think ideally I probably want 2, but the current issue I've got is that the 2 fullbacks, I'm not exactly sure who is going to play for the knockout stages, because one of their defenders, Tagliafico, that you might remember from some of my early videos, he got injured before round 1 and hasn't featured yet in the World Cup, but he is expected to be back for tonight's game for Argentina, and I'm not sure if he's going to start or not, but I think he is expected to get some minutes. So because he was expected to start in round 1 before he got injured, I think there's probably a good chance that he could come back into the team for the knockout stages, and then that would mean that one of the full-backs that played in round 1 and round 2 that we're currently considering might not actually end up playing. So earlier when I said about needing to look at team news, the Argentina defence situation was the thing I was talking about. So definitely at least one Argentina defender in one of these 3 spots. I'm thinking potentially 2 as well. I just need to get a better idea of who is nailed. And then in the final spot, some of the options I like are obviously the Brazil defender, because I've got one in here. Belgium as well, I think could potentially be nice. And then some of the other options I do like that could go in the spot are a Switzerland defender, or maybe even a Canada defender if I need a really cheap spot, because I'm going to go for an Argentina defender that's a little bit more expensive. Then a Canada defender could come in as well, because they've got a nice fixture in the round of 32, and it would help free up a lot of budget as well, because there is a Canada defender that is just 3.5 million. Okay, and then into the midfield we've got Elise from France, Vinicius Junior from Brazil, Lamine Yamal from Spain, then we've got De Bruyne from Belgium, and then Manzambi from Switzerland. Elise, Vinicius Junior and Lamine Yamal were 3 midfielders that instantly, when I started building this team, for me it just made sense to put them in there. So they're definitely going to stay in. De Bruyne and Manzambi are the 2 spots that are a little bit more open. With De Bruyne, if Belgium get the fixture path that is currently expected for them, then he is going to definitely be in. The only thing that I think would change him being in the team is if the fixtures don't lie how we currently think they're going to look. And one option I do like to replace him with is Pulisic from the USA, because they do have some nice fixtures as well. And then I do need a cheaper spot in the midfield to afford the rest of the team, and so I think Manzambi from Switzerland is a really nice option for this, because he's shown some good form in the World Cup already, and Switzerland are potentially going to have some good fixtures as well. And then finally we've got my front 3, so this is Messi, Mbappe and Kane. I mentioned in my last video about really liking this front three, and I honestly haven't even thought about it anymore since then. I just think these are the three best options. Messi and Mbappe's fixture path we already have a good idea of. Kane's is going to depend on how England perform tonight to decide whether they win the group or they don't win the group. So if England don't win the group, maybe there's a chance that I take Kane out and replace him with someone else. But honestly, I've not even really thought about any options that I'd even want to replace him with. So I think there's definitely a very good chance that he does stay in the team. Okay, and then looking at the team sort of as like a full picture, I'm really happy with how it looks. I think it's got a nice balance to it. I'm happy that I've got 2 goalkeepers from either side of the draw. It's got 0.2 million in the bank, so there is a little bit of wiggle room for moving funds around a little bit if needed, for either if that's any changes I'm going to make before the deadline or with my round of 16 transfers. And like I said before, the 3 main spots that I think I could change are my Brazil defender, my Argentina defender and my Belgium defender. So if you do want to see who I end up going with, then I will be posting my team selection over on Twitter just after the deadline, so if you can go and follow me on there, then you'll be able to see it, and I will leave a link to my Twitter down in the description. The only other thing that I forgot to add, because in the picture that I've shown you just saw the team in the transfers page, not in the actual team selection page, is my booster that I'm going to be using this week. So you can see here that my booster strategy is staying the same as what I showed in my videos before round 1 begun, and so I used the 12th man in round 2, I used the wild card in round 3, and then for the round of 32 the booster that I'm going to have active is the qualification booster. Okay, and that is everything for my team selection video for round 4. If you liked the video and found it useful, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well. My next video is going to be my first look for the round of 16, round 5 in World Cup Fantasy, and that will be coming out on Wednesday, so hopefully I will see you all then for that video. Bye.